Hello, ladies and germs. Welcome back. I know it's been a couple weeks, or at least a week and a half, or maybe it's been 2 weeks. I think it's been 2 weeks. But you know what? I've been busy, and I told you like I was gonna be busy with the play, and I really was. I was really busy with the play, and the play was Sexual Perversity in Chicago. And by the way, it went very well. It was pretty much my first time, and I just couldn't expect anything better to come out of it than it did. And it was a really good learning experience, especially for memorizing lines and learning diction and how to pronounce things. And when I learned to get lazy and slur my words after a couple hours, so it's here or there, but I had definitely gotten better. Anywho, today, as you saw in the intro, we are going to be reviewing Ocean's 8. Yes, I know it's been out for like 50 something days, and people say it was a failure. And I kid you, and I'm sorry if that was a little bit too loud, but I kid you not, I don't think it was a failure. But we will talk about that. So as before, if we are over here, this will be spoiler zone. And we are over here, it is not spoiler zone. Okay, so going back to the thoughts of this, But director Gary Ross, a fantastic job. And just to let you guys know before I continue, okay, yes, I do. I have like a little script that I go by to keep myself on track because, it's like right there. I mean, there's a lot of people in this movie and I can't name them all, or I can't. And I tend to lose track of a lot of different things. But you know what? We'll keep back on track right now. But director Gary Ross did a really good job by, directing this movie. And it was really enjoyable for just about anybody who wanted to go see it. People who complain about this movie and say it was boring or it didn't make the cut or it just didn't do what it needed to do, I just find that as it was a good movie. I mean, yes, did I pay attention the whole 2 hours? No. Was it hard for me to keep on track? Yes. And I was trying to figure out who was who and what was what. And, but when the movie finally picked up, a little after a while, maybe an hour in a 2-hour movie, I was like, okay, that's where the 50-50 comes in for me. But the actors in this movie, like Sandra Bullock, Anne Hathaway, Rihanna, fantastic job for Rihanna. I was excited. Just to let you know, I was really excited. Okay. I think it was between her and what's her name? I think it was Awkwafina. That was a fantastic job. And of course, Sandra Bullock and Anne Hathaway did really good jobs and stuff like that. Sarah Paulson did a really good job too. All the women that were mainly acting in this film did a really good job, and it's nothing that I wouldn't cry home about. What type of film was it? Well, to be honest, it was a comedy heist film. I mean, you can't call it a Western. No one died. No one, no one died in the movie. No, not during the movie anyways. Was there dance? I think there was a little bit of a celebration. Yeah, but it was just exactly what it was. It was a comedy and a heist. And why is it comedy? Because there was a lot of witty comments that are meant to be funny, and some of them actually were. I mean, a lot of the comedy just didn't feel overly pushed, and it was really good just to kind of go there and watch this movie. And of course, they were stealing jewelry. So, I mean, if you consider that a spoiler, I hope not. But I think it's not a spoiler over here, only because, I mean, well, if you watch all the other Ocean's movie, you know exactly what's going to happen in the Ocean's movie. I mean, just to be real with you guys. So what happened in this movie? I mean, you got women bonding, which I find really, really good. And, they did try it with Ghostbusters, the all-female version. Did that turn over as well? A lot of that came out with a lot of negative criticism as well, because it was, I guess, not what people expected or really wanted. But I think this one really did, mainly because, they also added different ethnicities, and they also added different age groups, from young to old, with different backgrounds, and that not only appeases just one person, but a multi-generation, somewhere between kids from like 18 to adults as old as like 60, 70, 80. It doesn't really matter, because it has something that someone can relate to, no matter where you look at, no matter what happens, and no matter what age you go, you will enjoy this movie. And Payback is a biatch, especially for men in this movie. So if you're a man in this movie, I am so sorry. I'm just joking. But, the interesting part is the planning did take over 5 years, as she said in the film, like pretty much in the beginning and stuff like that. And just to let you know, as a little side note, yes, I did miss like the first 6 minutes of the film, so in the very beginning. So I don't know exactly what happened. I was running a little bit late in traffic, but I told myself I am going to go see this movie. I really am going to go see this movie. And it made me wonder, how do you do a heist or think of a heist within 5 years? I mean, if you know that answer, comment down below and let me know. And that's something we can definitely talk about, because honestly, I really don't know. If I'm in prison, I think I'm going to be lost to the world, especially with all the advancements in technology that there are nowadays. So, but we're going to move on to a little bit of the characters. Now, again, side notes, when I talk about characters, I am not talking about the characters, the people who play it. So if I say Debbie Ocean, I'm not talking about Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock is a totally different person than Debbie Ocean. Sandra Bullock plays Debbie Ocean, and then when she envelops Debbie Ocean, you judge that character. And I will say this right now. Sandra Bullock as Debbie Ocean did a really, really good job setting things up as the head honcho, and she's the one who kept the ball rolling and had all the feelings, and she kind of led things, but at the same time, she wasn't like overly bearing to where it was only her way or the highway. She did listen to a lot of everybody that was a part of the team. She made everyone feel like they were a part of a team when they finally became a team. And, that is really hard to kind of, pull off and stay the lead. And I mean, I know that's not the point of the movie, but still, it looked pretty good. Rihanna, again, 9ball, my favorite character. I think she played a really good character. Did she play a background role toward the end? Yes and no. I mean, her gig was, more of a computer savvy type deal. So you already kind of know what that is right there, in your opinion. More computer savvy people, depending, unless you're doing like 007 or I don't know, some other film that does something with computer things. I'm going to move on because I've actually lost what I was going to say. Lau from the movie was actually a really good character. I liked how the creative 3D using different types of designs and stuff like that, and how they enveloped that way of the idea of how to do the heist the way they did it. And just to let you guys know, more or less likely, if you haven't watched this movie by now, I hope you really do go watch this movie. I mean, there's no way to really spoil this movie in the long run. There really, really isn't. But, just take your time and do go watch this movie. And then Awkwafina, the card player thief. I really love the intro to her. I mean, I loved how they show her, and the energy was just really uplifting to me at that point in the film. I was like, yes, that's exactly what I needed. And I think that's what they were going for as well when they directed this film. So, now we are going to move over to the, spoiler section. All right, so some issues that I had with the movie. It was oversimplistic when it came to the, making of the team. And, it's like, oh, no, I already know who we're going to use for this team. Like, I know the best people so good that they are, that no one is better, that no one can touch them whatsoever. And I'm sitting here like, no. I want risk. I want danger. I want something, not oversimplicity of like, yes, we're going to do this plan. There's going to be almost zero hiccups to the point where I don't have to worry about it no more. Adjustment on short term, when the necklace that they had on her neck, and they realized that it needed like a little lock in order to come off. I'm sitting here like, oh shit, how are they going to build that? They literally built it in like, I don't know. They really didn't say, but I'm going to say within 24 hours. They had a very short amount of time, and Nine Ball Sister just came into play, and you know what? Boom, they had the answer. I mean, they didn't even have what it even looked like. They just had the number count, and you know what? I found that a little bit funny. And there was no like real hiccup, even when the necklace was going to be escorted by two guards who were assassins that got outwitted by like eight women. I mean, not even 8 women, more like 2 or 3 women at any given point in time. Like, they had no idea what was going on. You would think someone at their caliber would be, more than able to, probably, catch on to a plan, or something would happen at a certain point in time. And there were no tech problems. I mean, where they were having the banquet with all the necklaces and diamonds and jewelry and stuff like that, they had they had the best system that is supposed to keep things in and not worry about, or stop things from coming out and not worry about things that come in, which in my opinion is, well, then how is that the best security system that you got? I mean, if you really are supposed to keep track of everything. And, I don't know, it kind of lost it there for me a little bit. I was like, okay, maybe if they would have caught on and be like, hey, this might not look right, or this doesn't sound right, or something like that. If they're double checking things, or, I think it would have added a little bit more risk, and it would have got me a little bit more into the movie, especially toward the end. Did they hold up the risk in the film? Like I've been saying, no, I don't think they did. They kind of lost it for me. Why did people do what they wanted? Why did they involve themselves in the, in this heist? It's because everybody wanted to change a pace. Everybody hated where they were, and, they didn't like it. Did women do it better? That's the big question. I think yes, and I think no. Yes, in the fact that, did they do the job better? Yes, they did. Yes, they did do the job better. But no, they kind of lost the fact of, it was just, I don't know, there was just something missing in this movie. Maybe you can let me know down below, but I can't really put my finger on it. I'm not too sure what it is. But, I am spending most of my time thinking about, like, exactly what happened, of what could they have changed just a little bit to make it a little bit more, spontaneous, a little bit more exciting. But, it does, I don't know. But, and I'm not really looking at anything right now. I'm just kind of thinking and trying to make sure I have everything in my mind right. So, we are good. We are done with spoilers. I hope they make an Ocean's 8 of all women again, or Ocean's 9, because you know what? I do think that they did a fantastic job. And people say that it did fail. And I'll tell you right now, they spent $70 million on this film. $70 million. That sounds like a lot. But gross, $350 million. Worldwide, $120 million in America alone. And that is before DVDs, homie. I mean, get real. I mean, do you consider that a failure? I know when Dwayne The Rock Johnson just let out a movie that he spent like $60,000 and or $70,000 on a movie, and he only got back like 50,000 or 40,000 or 40 million, not thousand. Forget the thousands, but talk about millions. But $40 million, that is called a flop. You know, when you don't break bank or even break even, that is considered, in my opinion, a flop. If you spend 70 million and you make 70 million and then you almost double it and then you quadruple it, you know what? You did a really good job. And you know what? Director Gary Ross, you did a fantastic job, just to let you guys know. You guys let me know how you think the movie did. I think it did well, and what you consider well, unless you're talking about making close to over $1 billion, like Avatar the movie, which came out of nowhere, just like Titanic did when it originally came out. Huh? Yeah. But I just want to say thank you to everybody watching, and especially I'm going to give 2 special call outs today. Tara and Star, you guys know who you are. I want to say thank you for supporting me and helping me and keep me to do this every day. Well, not every day. I don't do it every day. But once or twice a week, I'm going to try to keep up and maybe come up with a little bit more videos. I'm not promising you this, but I'm going to try to push out 2 videos next week. Because I'm going to try to go watch 2 videos, and one of them happens to be, what's that movie I'm going to go see? What's that movie? Equalizer 2, because I remember I watched Equalizer 1 today, and you know what? It was a really good movie for me. But today is about Ocean's 8, and I just want to say this, and I will always say it at the end of every video. Be positive, stay positive, and always, always smile.
Kaiser